My beloved, breathe. Just for a moment, let the world fade into the background noise it has always been, and simply breathe. I have pulled you away from the chaos, from the endless scroll of other people's lives, from the weight of your own thoughts, to speak to you in the quiet. This is not a coincidence. There is no such thing. You did not find this message. This moment found you because I have been orchestrating every step that led you here. Every heartache, every sleepless night, every unanswered question has been a thread, and I am now pulling them all together to show you the pattern you could not see. Look at your hands. See the calluses? Those are not from labor alone. Those are from gripping the ledge when you thought you were falling. Those are from holding on to promises you could no longer feel. I know you are tired, my child. I know the exhaustion that lives deep in your bones, the kind that sleep cannot cure. You have been carrying a weight that was never meant to be yours alone. The weight of timing, of confusion, of wondering if you had somehow missed your life. You have been standing in a crowded room, feeling utterly invisible, and in the silence of your own company, you have felt the sting of abandonment. But listen to me now. Listen past the noise of your own doubting heart. I never left. You have been walking through a fog so thick you could not see your own hand in front of you, let alone the path beneath your feet. You have stumbled. You have fallen to your knees. And in those moments, when the tears came so fast you could not breathe, you cried out, "Where are you?" You screamed it into the emptiness, and the emptiness screamed back your own echo. I heard you. I heard every single cry, not as a distant sound, but as a pain that moved through me. Your tears have never fallen to the ground unnoticed. I have collected every single one. I have held them, and I have been silent. My silence was not absence. My silence was the only thing that could save you. You have felt forgotten, but you have been hidden. You have felt delayed, but you have been protected. There is a difference between being rejected and being reserved, and you, my beloved, have been reserved for a purpose that the chaos of your former path would have destroyed. I closed doors not to frustrate you, but to prevent you from walking into a disaster you could not yet see. I removed people not to isolate you, but to silence the voices that were drowning out the sound of your own destiny. You have been in a season of preparation, and preparation is the loneliest work. It happens in the dark, in the quiet, in the places where no one is watching. The seed does not see the sun while it is breaking ground. It only feels the pressure of the soil, the cold, the waiting. But that pressure is what splits it open, so the life inside can finally emerge. Do not despise the days of small things. Do not curse the years of waiting. In that waiting, I was working. In your stillness, I was moving. I was aligning people you have not yet met. I was turning the hearts of those who have mocked you. I was dismantling the very systems that stood against you. Every plot the enemy whispered in the dark, I heard. Every false word spoken against your name, I recorded. Every time you were underestimated, overlooked, and pushed aside, I saw it all. And I did not intervene the way you wanted me to, because I was saving you for something bigger than a moment of vindication. I am preparing a testimony that will silence every voice that ever spoke against you. You have felt like a stranger in your own life. You have looked in the mirror and wondered who you have become. The weight of disappointment has carved lines into your face that laughter has not yet reached. But I am the God who restores what the locusts have eaten. I am the God who turns mourning into dancing. And I am telling you now, with all the authority of heaven behind these words, The night is almost over. The dawn is not a possibility. It is a promise, and it is closer than your weary eyes can perceive. You have been asking me for a sign, for a breakthrough, for a word of hope. This message is that sign. This moment is the breakthrough. The very fact that you are still here, still breathing, still searching for me in the midst of your pain, is proof that I am not done with you. You are not a lost cause. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where I need you to be, and I am about to move on your behalf in a way that will leave no doubt that I have been with you all along. Rest now, my child. Lay down the burden of figuring it all out. You do not need to see the whole staircase to take the next step. Just trust me. Trust that the same hand that led you through the valley will carry you to the mountaintop. Trust that the silence you endured was the sound of my preparation. Trust that your story is not over. It is just entering its most beautiful chapter, and I will write it with you, in you, and through you. For you are mine, and I am yours, and nothing, not the pain of the past, not the fear of the future, can separate you from the love I have for you. I am here. I have always been here, and I am not going anywhere. Let us sit together in the quiet, just you and me, and speak of the wounds that have festered in the dark. I know you carry them still. Those moments of betrayal that play like a haunting melody you cannot escape. You remember the faces, don't you? The ones who smiled at you while sharpening knives behind your back. The ones who knew your secrets and whispered them to those who had no right to hear. The ones who walked away when your season of struggle began, leaving you to wonder if you had ever truly been loved at all. I saw it all, my child. Not a single betrayal escaped my sight, and not a single tear you cried in those moments fell without my notice. You have been burned by the very hands you reached for in your desperation. You trusted, and your trust was met with mockery. You opened your heart, and they entered only to take what they could carry. Some stole your peace with their words. Some stole your joy with their silence. Some stole your reputation with their lies. And you have carried the weight of their cruelty ever since, wondering if you were the problem, if you somehow invited this destruction upon yourself. Let me absolve you of that lie right now. Their betrayal was never about you. It was always about them. It was about the darkness they carry, the envy they could not hide, the insecurity that made your light unbearable to them. I watched you stand in rooms where you were not wanted, smile at people who secretly celebrated your struggles, and remain silent when every fiber of your being wanted to scream the truth. You chose dignity over revenge. You chose silence over slander. And in those moments, when you felt weak for not fighting back, you were stronger than you have ever been. For it takes no strength to strike back. It takes divine restraint to place your vindication in my hands. And that is exactly what you did, whether you realized it or not. Every time you bit your tongue, you handed me the weapon. Every time you walked away from conflict, you cleared the battlefield for me to fight. But let us be honest about the cost of that silence. For I do not want you to carry the pretense that it was easy. It was agony. There were nights when you replayed their words, dissecting every syllable, searching for the moment you could have stopped the bleeding. There were mornings when you woke with the weight of injustice pressing on your chest, making it hard to breathe. You wanted to expose them. You wanted to tell your side of the story. You wanted the world to see the version of them that only you knew. And I held you back. I placed my hand over your mouth and whispered, "Not yet." That trust has not been easy for you. I know. You are human, and humans crave resolution. You wanted to see their faces fall when the truth came out. You wanted to watch them reap what they had sown. But vengeance has never been your burden to carry. It has always been mine. And I do not repay as the world repays. I do not lash out in anger or punish in haste. My justice is perfect, and it is patient. The very people who plotted against you are now living in the consequences of their own choices, and they do not even know I am the one who allowed it. The trap they set for you has become their own prison. The pit they dug for you is now their home, and you have not had to lift a finger. You wonder why I allowed you to be underestimated, to be overlooked, to be treated as less than you are. It was not because I did not see your worth. It was because I was protecting the very thing they mocked. Had they known the treasure buried within you, they would have tried to steal it. Had they glimpsed the power I am placing in your hands, they would have tried to use it for their own gain. So I cloaked you in obscurity. I let them dismiss you as ordinary, as insignificant, as someone who would never rise. And in their dismissal, they left you alone. They left you in the shadows, where I could shape you without their interference. Do you remember the friend who walked away when your darkest hour came? The one who had called themselves your confidant, your ride or die, your person? I saw the moment they left. I saw the relief on their face as they closed the door behind them, glad to be free of your burden. And I wanted to scream at them, to shake them, to make them see the jewel they were discarding, but I did not intervene because I needed that door closed. That person was not meant to walk with you into the season that is coming. They would have become a weight around your neck, a voice of doubt in your ear, a chain keeping you tethered to a version of yourself you needed to outgrow. Their departure was not a loss. The ones who mocked your dreams, who laughed at the visions I placed in your heart, I have not forgotten them either. They called you delusional. They called you arrogant for believing you could amount to more. They took your sacred hopes and turned them into punchlines. And you buried those dreams deep, afraid to speak them aloud again, afraid to give the world another chance to wound you. But those dreams are not dead, my child. They have been growing in the dark, roots stretching deep into the soil of your suffering, preparing to burst forth in a way that will leave your mockers speechless. The very things they laughed at will become the proof of my presence in your life. There is a special kind of pain that comes from betrayal, a wound that bleeds internally and refuses to heal. It whispers lies to you. It tells you that you cannot trust again, that love is a trap, that vulnerability is weakness. But I am the healer of these deep wounds, and I am binding up the places that have been torn. I am restoring what was stolen from you, not just your reputation, not just your peace, but your ability to trust, not in the way you trusted before, blindly and without discernment. I am giving you a new kind of trust, one that is anchored in me first, so that when you extend it to others, it will not destroy you if they fail. You have been asking me why I did not protect you from their cruelty. But I did protect you, my beloved. I protected you from becoming like them. I protected you from the bitterness that would have consumed you had you taken revenge into your own hands. I protected you from the isolation that would have followed had you exposed them publicly. I protected your heart by letting them expose their own, by letting you see who they truly were before they could accompany you any further on this journey. Every betrayal was a revelation, every wound was a warning, and every person who walked away was actually making room for those I am about to bring. The ones who stay, the ones who have remained through your silence, through your struggle, through your darkest days, these are my gifts to you. They are few, but they are gold. Do not despise the smallness of your circle. Do not mourn the crowds that have dwindled. The narrow road has always led to life, and those who walk it with you are worth more than the multitudes who would have abandoned you at the first sign of trouble. Look at the faces that remain. Look at the hands that have held yours in the fire. These are not accidents. These are my chosen companions for your journey, and I have placed them strategically in your life. Now, I need you to release the rest. Release the ones who hurt you from the prison of your unforgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Holding on to their betrayal is like drinking poison and waiting for them to die. It only destroys you. I have dealt with them, and I will continue to deal with them. Your part is to walk forward, unburdened by the weight of what was done to you. Your part is to trust that my justice is sufficient and that my timing is perfect. The moment you let go, you will feel lightness return to your spirit. The moment you release them to me, you will find that I have already released you. You are not defined by how you were treated. You are defined by how you rose. And you have risen, my child. You are still rising. Every morning you wake and choose to keep going is a testimony. Every time you smile despite the memories is a victory. I am so proud of you. I know you do not hear that enough, but I am proud of the person you are becoming in the midst of the fire. You are not the same fragile soul who first encountered betrayal. You are stronger, wiser, more discerning. And I am about to prove to you and to everyone who ever hurt you that I was with you all along. Rest now in the knowledge that your vindication is coming. Not in the form of revenge, but in the form of elevation so undeniable that even your enemies will have to acknowledge my hand upon your life. They will see you rise, and they will know that it was never about them. It was always about me and about the purpose I placed in you before the foundations of the world. Let them watch, let them wonder, and let your heart be at peace. For I am your defender, your shield, your very great reward, and I have never lost a battle fought on behalf of my children, my beloved. Come closer now, for I want to take you back into the very seasons you have tried so hard to forget. The years of waiting, the doors that remained stubbornly closed no matter how hard you pushed, the plans that crumbled like dust in your hands. You have looked at these moments as punishments, as evidence that you had done something wrong, as proof that I had turned my face away from you. But I am about to pull back the veil and show you what was really happening in those silent years. And when you see it, you will fall to your knees, not in sorrow, but in awe. Every closed door was a shield. Every delay was a delivery. You cannot see it yet because you are still viewing your life through the lens of what you wanted, rather than what I was saving you from. But I see the full picture. I see the path you would have taken had I given you what you asked for, when you asked for it. And I weep at the destruction that awaited you on that road. The relationship you begged me to restore would have become your prison. The job you mourned losing would have demanded your soul. The city you wanted to leave for would have swallowed your destiny whole. You thought I was ignoring your prayers, but I was answering them in the only way that could keep you safe. Do you remember the desperation? The way you paced your floors at night, bargaining with me, promising me everything if I would just open that one door? I heard every promise. I felt every tear. And still I held that door shut, not because I am cruel, but because I am kind. True kindness does not always give you what you want. True kindness gives you what you need, even when it breaks your heart in the process. And your heart needed breaking, my child, not to destroy you, but to crack open the places where pride had taken root, where self-reliance had built a fortress, where you had begun to believe you could navigate your life without desperately needing me. The isolation you have felt, the night spent alone when you craved connection, the silence when you longed for conversation. This was not rejection. This was incubation. In the natural world, the strongest things are formed in the darkest places. The pearl grows in the pressure of the oyster. The diamond is forged under impossible heat. The eagle pushes its young from the nest, not to destroy them, but to teach them that they have wings. And I have been teaching you that you have wings. Wings you never would have discovered had you stayed surrounded by the noise, the comfort, the constant distraction of other people's voices. You have asked me why I let certain people leave. Some you pushed away yourself, too exhausted to maintain the facade of having it all together. Some walked away when your season of struggle revealed that they were never truly with you. Some vanished so quietly you barely noticed until you looked around one day and realized how alone you had become. And in that aloneness, you found me. Or rather, I found you. In the silence, my voice became clearer. In the emptiness, my presence became your filling. In the loss of everyone else, you discovered that I had been there all along, waiting for you to stop looking to human hands for what only I could give. This season of hiddenness has not been wasted. Do you understand me? Not one single day has been wasted. Every morning you woke with no clear direction, I was directing. Every evening you laid your head down with unanswered questions, I was answering in realms you cannot see. While you waited, I was working. While you wondered if your life would ever matter, I was positioning you for a significance that cannot be manufactured or manipulated. You have been in the workshop, my child. The sawdust is still on the floor. The tools are still warm. But the masterpiece is merely complete. You have felt forgotten by the world, but you have never been forgotten by me. I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. I have numbered the hairs on your head. I have kept a record of every sigh, every whisper, every moment your heart ached for something more. And I have been using every single one of those moments to shape you into the person who can carry what I am about to give you. For the blessing is coming, but the blessing is heavy. It requires shoulders that have been strengthened by carrying sorrow. It requires hands that have learned to hold nothing so they can hold everything. It requires a heart that has been broken enough to be tender, yet healed enough to be strong. There is a reason the trees that stand tallest are the ones that weathered the strongest storms. Their roots grow deep because the wind forced them to hold on. You have been holding on, my child. Through winds that would have flattened others, you have held on. Not perfectly, not without complaint, not without moments when you almost let go, but you are still here. That is what matters. You are still standing. And the very storms that tried to destroy you have driven your roots deep into the soil of my love, my faithfulness, my unshakable promise. I know you have questioned the silence. Everyone does. In the garden before my son faced his greatest trial, he asked if there was another way, He sweated drops of blood. He wrestled in prayer. And in that moment of deepest anguish, the heavens were silent. No angels descended. No voice boomed from the sky. The silence was complete. But that silence was not absence. It was trust. Trust that the Father knew what he was doing. Trust that the plan was still intact, even when every feeling said otherwise. And out of that silence came the greatest victory the world has ever known. Your silence is producing the same. Your unanswered prayers are birthing something that will outlast you. Your hidden years are building a foundation that cannot be shaken. The enemy has whispered that you are forgotten, that your time has passed, that you missed your moment. But the enemy is a liar. Your time is not past. It is arriving. Your moment is not lost. It is found. And the very things that were meant to destroy you have become the raw materials for your resurrection. Look back now, if you can bear it. Look back at the lowest point, the moment when you truly believed you would not make it. What did you learn there that you could not have learned on the mountain? What did you see in the darkness that the light had hidden from you? You learned your own strength. You learned my faithfulness. You learned that you can survive what you thought would kill you. And that knowledge is worth more than all the easy years combined. That knowledge is the treasure hidden in the field of your suffering. That knowledge is what will set you apart in the days to come. For the days are coming when others will look at you and wonder how you remain steady. They will ask for your secret. They will want to know how you carry such weight without breaking. And you will tell them, not with words, but with the quiet confidence of someone who has been through the fire and come out without even the smell of smoke on your clothes. You will be living proof that I am who I say I am. You will be a walking testimony that I do not abandon my own. And in that testimony, others will find the strength to endure their own hidden seasons. So do not despise the process. Do not curse the waiting room. Do not wish away the very years that have made you who you are. I am the God of the process. I am in the waiting. I am in the silence. I am in the closed doors and the unanswered prayers. And I am about to open doors that no man can shut. I am about to answer prayers in ways that will leave you breathless. I am about to turn your silence into a song that the whole world will hear. Rest in that promise, my beloved. Rest in the knowledge that you have not been forgotten. Rest in the assurance that every closed door was a protection, and every delay was a delivery. Your time is coming. It is closer than you think. And when it arrives, you will understand why you had to wait. You will fall to your knees and thank me for every closed door, every silent night, every tear you cried in the dark. For they were all leading you here, to this moment, to this blessing, to this life I have been preparing for you since before time began. I am with you. I have always been with you, and I am not finished yet. My beloved, do you feel it? The shift in the air around you? The quiet rumble beneath your feet that no one else seems to notice? That is what change feels like before it arrives. That is the sound of your season turning. For too long you have been standing still, watching the world move past you, wondering if your turn would ever come. And now, in this very moment, the wheels of heaven are beginning to turn on your behalf. What I am about to do in your life will not be gradual. It will not be subtle. It will be sudden, and it will be undeniable. I am dismantling every wall that has held you back. The wall of fear that kept you small, I am crumbling it. The wall of rejection that made you hide, I am demolishing it. The wall of shame that whispered you were unworthy, I am tearing it down until there is nothing left but rubble at your feet. You have been contained for too long, pressed into a mold that was never meant to hold you. But containers are meant to be opened. Seeds are meant to break ground. And you, my child, are meant to be seen. The very people who overlooked you will not be able to ignore you now. The ones who dismissed your dreams will watch those dreams manifest before their eyes. The ones who laughed at your potential will witness your purpose unfold in ways they cannot explain away. This is not about revenge. This is about revelation. It is time for the world to see what I have always seen. It is time for the hidden things to be brought into the light. And I am the one who brings hidden things to light. You have been asking me for open doors, but I am not just opening doors. I am moving you into a new house entirely. I am relocating your destiny. The old address no longer serves you. The old circles, the old limitations, the old versions of yourself, you are leaving them behind. Not because you are better than those who remain, but because you have outgrown the space they occupy. The caterpillar does not despise the cocoon. It simply cannot stay there once its wings have formed. And your wings, my beloved, are fully formed. Do not be afraid of the elevation that is coming. I know you have grown comfortable in the shadows. I know invisibility has become a kind of armor for you. But the days of hiding are over. I am calling you forward, out of the crowd, onto the stage I prepared for you before the foundations of the earth. You will not need to promote yourself. You will not need to manipulate circumstances. I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. I will prepare tables in the presence of your enemies. I will cause the very people who had power over you to now seek your counsel. There is a reversal happening in the spiritual realm. The narratives that were spoken against you are being overturned. The assignments of the enemy are being scattered. Every trap set for your feet is becoming a platform. Every accusation meant to silence you is becoming a megaphone. The enemy thought he was burying you, but he was actually planting you. And now the harvest is coming up. It is coming up quickly. It is coming up abundantly. And you will reap where you did not sow, because I am the God of impossible harvests. Look at your hands. They are no longer the hands of someone who merely survives. They are becoming the hands of someone who builds, who creates, who blesses. I am placing new tools in those hands, tools you have never used before, skills you did not know you possessed. Do not be intimidated by the unfamiliar. The unfamiliar is simply the future arriving. Step into it with confidence, not because you are capable in yourself, but because I who called you am faithful. And I do not call the equipped, I equip the called. The sudden shift you are about to experience will affect every area of your life. Your relationships will shift. New connections will appear. Old ones will either realign or fall away completely. Your provision will shift. Sources you never expected will open, and lack will become a distant memory. Your influence will shift. People will listen when you speak, not because of your eloquence, but because of the weight I am placing behind your words. You will walk into rooms and carry an atmosphere that changes things. You will speak and feel heaven backing every syllable. I know this sounds too good to be true. I know your history has taught you to brace for disappointment. But your history is not your destiny. Your past is not your future. The same mouth that spoke failure over you is about to speak favor. The same eyes that looked at you with pity are about to look at you with wonder. I am rewriting your story, and I am writing it in ink that cannot be erased. The chapters of pain are closing. The chapter of purpose is beginning. There will be those who do not celebrate with you. Prepare your heart for that now, so it does not catch you off guard. Some will be confused by your sudden elevation. Some will be jealous. Some will question whether you deserve it. Let them. Their questions are not your assignment. Your assignment is to walk in the fullness of what I have given you, to steward your blessing with humility and gratitude, to extend your hand to those still in the valley, even as you stand on the mountain. The same hand that pulled you out will reach through you to pull others up. You are entering a season of public recognition, not for your glory, but for mine. When they see you rise, they will ask, "How did this happen?" And you will tell them. You will tell them about the nights I held you. You will tell them about the doors I closed to protect you. You will tell them about the waiting, the silence, the hidden years. Your testimony will become their roadmap. Your story will become their hope, and in telling it, you will be healed even more. Do not shrink back now. Do not let the fear of success be greater than the fear of failure ever was. You have been prepared for this. Every tear was a lesson. Every delay was a development. Every closed door was a divine redirection. You are not an accident. You are not lucky. You are not randomly blessed. You are chosen, set apart, and now you are being sent. Sent into your purpose. Sent into your moment. Sent into the very thing you were born for. The shift is here, my child. Can you feel it? It is not coming tomorrow. It is not waiting for next year. It is here, now, in this breath, in this moment. The same authority that spoke light into darkness is speaking new life into you. Receive it. Breathe it in. Let it fill every empty place. And then rise. Rise from the ashes. Rise from the waiting. Rise from the silence. Rise into the sound of your name being called. Rise into the purpose that has been reserved for you since before time began. I am with you. I go before you. I am your rear guard. Nothing can stop what I am doing in your life. Nothing can hinder what I have ordained. The shift has come. Your time is now. And you, my beloved, are ready. Now we arrive at the place you have longed for, but could not yet see. The place of restoration. Not just the recovery of what was lost, but the multiplication of what remains. I am not a God who simply returns you to where you started. I am the God of double portions, of overflowing cups, of blessings that cannot be contained. What I am about to give you will not fit in the containers you once used. You will need new vessels, new thinking, new capacity to carry what is coming. Look at the wreckage of your past. Look at the relationships that crumbled, the dreams that died, the years that felt wasted. I want you to see them clearly one last time, because I am about to rebuild every single one of them into something you would not recognize. The relationship that broke you, I am sending people who will love you in ways that heal those breaks. The dream that died, I am resurrecting it with greater glory than it ever had. The years that felt wasted, I am redeeming them, multiplying their value, using them as the foundation for a wisdom you could not have gained any other way. Restoration is not simply about getting back what you lost. It is about becoming who you always should have been. The suffering you endured did not just take from you, it gave to you. It gave you depth that the shallow cannot fathom. It gave you patience that the hurried cannot imitate. It gave you compassion that the comfortable cannot manufacture. You are not returning to your old self, You are becoming your true self, the version of you that could only be forged in the fire. The peace I am placing in your heart now is unlike any peace you have experienced before. It is not dependent on your circumstances. It does not flee when problems arise. It is rooted so deep in me that storms cannot shake it. This peace will be your anchor in the days ahead, when the sudden shift brings new challenges alongside new blessings. For elevation always brings opposition, but you will not be moved. You will stand firm, not in your own strength, but in the unshakable foundation of my love for you. Abundance is coming. Not just enough, but more than enough. Not just survival, but thriving. I am opening the windows of heaven over your life, and what pours out will surprise even you. You will have enough to meet your own needs, and enough to meet the needs of others. You will become a conduit of blessing, a channel through which my provision flows to those around you. The same hands that once gripped in desperation will now open in generosity. The same heart that once felt empty will now overflow until it fills others. There is a new identity settling upon you. Can you feel it? The old labels are falling away. Broken is being replaced with healed. Rejected is being replaced with chosen. Forgotten is being replaced with remembered. You are not who they said you were. You are not even who you said you were. You are who I say you are. And I say you are mine. I say you are beloved. I say you are worthy. I say you are equipped for every good work I have prepared for you. The authority you once sought in vain is now being deposited in your spirit. When you speak, things will shift. When you pray, heaven will move. When you walk into rooms, atmospheres will change. This is not because you have become something in yourself, but because I have taken up permanent residence within you. My presence goes where you go. My power rests on what you touch. My favor surrounds you like a shield, not because you earned it, but because I chose to give it. And my choices cannot be overturned. You will begin to notice changes in how people respond to you. Those who once dismissed you will now defer to you. Those who once ignored your voice will now seek your counsel. Doors that remained locked will swing open at your approach, not because you have learned better strategies, but because I have gone before you to prepare the way. The same God who parted the sea for my people is parting the obstacles in your path. The same God who brought down walls at the sound of a shout is bringing down every barrier before you. Do not let the suddenness of this shift shake you. Do not question whether you deserve it. Of course, you do not deserve it. None of my children deserve what I give. That is the nature of grace. It is unearned, unmerited, freely given. Receive it with the same openness you would receive rain after drought. Receive it with the same gratitude you would feel finding water in the desert. This is my gift to you, not because of who you are, but because of who I am. And I am a father who delights in giving good gifts to his children. The overflow I am bringing into your life will touch everyone around you. Your family will eat from your table and be strengthened. Your friends will draw from your wisdom and be encouraged. Even strangers will encounter you and sense something different, something they cannot name but want for themselves. You will become a lighthouse without even trying, simply by being where I have placed you and letting my light shine through the cracks of your healed heart. There is a confidence rising in you that you have never known, not the false confidence of self-reliance, but the deep assurance that comes from knowing whose you are. You will no longer need validation from others, because you are validated by me. You will no longer chase approval because you are already approved. You will no longer fear rejection because you are securely held in my acceptance. This confidence will not make you arrogant. It will make you free. Free to love without expecting return. Free to give without counting cost. Free to be exactly who I created you to be. The days of hiding are truly over. The days of shrinking back are finished. You are stepping into the full expression of your purpose, and it fits you better than any garment you have ever worn. This is who you are always meant to be. This is the life I envisioned for you before you drew your first breath. Every detour, every delay, every disappointment was incorporated into the design. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. Everything was preparation for this moment, this season, this you. Look in the mirror now, my child. Look past the lines of worry and the shadows of sorrow. Look until you see what I see. Do you see the strength in those eyes? That came from tears. Do you see the wisdom in that gaze? That came from waiting. Do you see the love still burning there? That came from me. I placed it there, and I have kept it alive through every winter. Now spring has come. Now the flowers are blooming. Now the fruit is ripening. And you, my beloved, are beautiful. Rest in this restoration. Breathe in this peace. Let the abundance wash over you like waves, carrying away the last traces of lack and limitation. You have entered a new land, a land flowing with more than milk and honey, a land where your past no longer defines you, and your future is brighter than you can imagine. I am with you in this land. I will never leave you, and together we will build something that outlasts time itself. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your life, fully restored and abundantly overflowing. Receive it with open hands and a grateful heart. For I, your God, have done this, and it is very good. My beloved, here we are, you and I, at the threshold of everything. The waiting is behind you. The tears have been collected. The betrayal has been avenged. The hidden years have fulfilled their purpose, and the shift has arrived. Now we stand together at the doorway of your destiny, and I am asking you one final question. Do you trust me? Not with your head, not with the faith you have rehearsed in church buildings or religious gatherings. I am asking if you trust me with your heart, the deepest part of you that has been wounded and healed, broken and restored. Do you trust me enough to walk through this door without seeing everything on the other side? Do you trust me enough to leave behind the comfort of your questions and step into the uncertainty of answered prayers? For answered prayers will require more of you than unanswered ones ever did. I know the fear that rises in you now. It is the fear that has followed you your whole life. The whisper that says, this is too good to be true. That blessing is just disappointment in disguise. That somehow you will find a way to ruin what I have made beautiful. But listen to me and listen carefully. That fear is not from me. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. The power to walk through open doors. The love to carry blessing without becoming proud. The sound mind to steward every gift I place in your hands. You have asked me for confirmation. You have looked for signs. You have begged me to make your path clear so you could move forward with confidence. And I have answered you, not with burning bushes or parting seas, but with something far more intimate. I have given you my presence. The same presence that went before Moses goes before you. The same presence that filled the temple dwells within you. The same presence that raised Christ from the dead is breathing life into your mortal body. What more confirmation could you need? Look at the journey behind you. Trace the lines of your life like a map, and see how every road led here. The wrong turns I redirected, the dead ends that became resting places, the detours that became the main road. I was with you in every single moment, even the ones where you cursed the darkness and swore I had abandoned you. I was there, silent but present, working all things together for good, not some things, all things, even the things you cannot speak of, even the things you hope no one ever discovers. Even those things have been woven into the tapestry of your redemption. Now, I am asking you to look forward, not with anxiety, but with anticipation. The future I have prepared for you is not a future of scarcity or struggle. It is a future of purpose and provision. It is a future where your gifts find their place, your voice finds its audience, and your heart finds its home. There will still be challenges, for you are still human and still live in a fallen world. But you will face those challenges differently now. You will face them from a place of fullness rather than emptiness, from a place of strength rather than depletion. The enemy would love for you to bring your past into your future. He would love for you to carry the wounds, the suspicions, the protective walls you built in your years of survival. But I am asking you to leave them here, at this threshold. Lay down the armor you no longer need. Take off the garments of grief. You are entering a battlefield of a different kind now. Not a battle for survival, but a battle for significance. And the weapons of that battle are not suspicion and self-protection. They are faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Love for yourself, which you have struggled with. Love for others, even those who have hurt you. Love for me, which has sometimes felt like obligation rather than affection. I am restoring your capacity to love fully, freely, without fear. The walls around your heart that took years to build are coming down in an instant. Not because you have learned to trust better, but because I have proven myself trustworthy. Not because people have earned your trust, but because I am placing new people in your life who will steward it carefully. You will recognize them when they come. There will be a knowing in your spirit, a quiet assurance that says, "This one is safe." Do not ignore that knowing. Do not let your history talk you out of your destiny. The walls kept you safe in the storm, but the storm is passing. You do not need the walls anymore. You need connection. You need community. You need the give and take of love that can only happen when hearts are open. I am bringing you into a family, my child. Not a perfect family, but a family learning together what it means to be mine. The destiny I have placed before you is not just about you. It never was. It is about everyone whose lives you will touch, everyone who will see my light in your eyes and want it for themselves. It is about the generations coming after you, who will inherit not just your resources, but your resilience. It is about a legacy of faith that will outlast your years on earth and echo into eternity. You are not living for yourself. You never were. You are living for something greater, something that began before you and will continue after you. And I have invited you to be part of it. Do not let the weight of this overwhelm you. You do not carry it alone. I carry you, and you carry the assignment. That is the order of things. That is the rhythm of grace. You were never meant to bear the burden of your purpose in your own strength. You were meant to bear it in mine. And my strength is made perfect in your weakness. So when you feel inadequate, you are exactly where you need to be. When you feel overwhelmed, you are positioned for my power to flow through you most clearly. The final piece of this message is not a command, not a warning, not even a promise. It is an invitation to come closer, to lean in, to rest your head against my heart and simply be. You have spent so long doing, striving, surviving. Now I am inviting you to be. Be loved, be held, be at peace, be my child, not because of what you do, but because of whose you are. In the being, you will find the doing becomes effortless. In the resting, you will find the strength to rise. I am proud of you. I need you to hear that again, because you have lived so long under the weight of your own disappointment in yourself. I am proud of you. Not of your performance, but of your perseverance. Not of your perfection, but of your presence. You stayed. When everything in you wanted to run, you stayed. When faith felt foolish, you stayed. When hope seemed cruel, you stayed. And your staying has brought you here, to this moment, to this threshold, to this life I have been preparing for you since before time began. Now, step forward. The door is open. The way is clear. I go before you, and I am with you, and I will never leave you. Not in the heights, not in the depths, not in the ordinary days that stretch between mountaintop moments. I am yours and you are mine, and nothing can separate us. Not life, not death, not angels or demons, not the past that haunts you or the future that frightens you.